Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chess Dojo Classical Tournament, first round, where Jan is playing his second classical tournament in last few months after a very long time. And yeah, today we have first round, so will be very, very interesting. But first of all, hello, Jan.
Hello,
You here?
Jurica. Yes, I am. Hello.
How are you?
A mixture between excited and tired.
That's the best mix, anyway. So, are you excited about new tournament?
Yes, it's nice that it started again.
Excellent. Okay, so we start in 2 minutes already, yeah,
Yes, and
basically. So,
yes, and the opponent is lamakchess. I don't know how it's pronounced, but just in case he's listening, thank you for playing.
thank you for playing. Okay, so I will analyze the game and Jan will, of course, play. And question for Jan now. Jan, will you do your comments live like last time or
Yes,
today?
I believe from time to time I will just chime in and let you guys know. And of course,
Excellent.
always I turn off the headphones so I don't hear you. And I will interrupt you all the time because I don't know when you're speaking.
Yes. Okay, so Jan will speak also, but he won't hear us. And he won't be able to hear us. And Jan, you are playing with Chess Under Fire, Jan account, I guess.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. Okay, so we are waiting for the game to start. Excellent. I feel like a football commentator now. The only difference is that the chess is more interesting, so this is even more interesting,
Okay,
I
that's
guess.
nice. Yeah, and my opponent just wrote me in chess chat to also mute his computer and best of luck as well. So I'm going to challenge him
All
now
right.
and then we start.
Excellent. So
And
we
it's
start this time.
60-30, yes.
60:30 is classical time control. Good luck, Jan, and enjoy, have fun, like we should always when we play chess. And yeah, I guess now they are starting. And yeah, it will be very interesting to see this tournament because previous tournament score was okay. But I mean, for Jan, it was most important to get some practice because he didn't play serious chess, let's say, for some time. So today will be this tournament, I guess, will be a little bit different. As now Jan took his lessons from the games, and we are doing some stuff now with this channel and all that. So we are learning. So I guess will be a little bit different. Will be very interesting, and we go for the win, of course. Yeah, like like always. And just one thing I forgot to say. There are 41 players in the tournament, so a lot of players. I guess there will 7 rounds like we had previous tournament. Anyway, at 41 players, it's an open section, as I think. Uh, so it will be very interesting to see in the end. So okay, let's start. We have game starting now, I think, and Jan is black this time. Okay, this is also I think very interesting, and honestly, I was hoping that he is black just because last 2 times we had white pieces. So today we have something a little bit different, black pieces, obviously. And okay, we will follow game here, and now and then we will jump into analysis board. So Jan's opponent played d4 first move, and Jan plays Dutch opening f5. That's his main weapon with black against d4 in these closed openings. d4 are like closed or half closed openings, and e4 are like more open openings basically, or half opened. But okay, it's very hard to say so early, but yeah, anyway, that's how it is. Okay, d4 usually white follows with c4, but this opponent has different ideas here with knight c3 and e4. This is very interesting, I must say. Yeah, knight c3 can be played in these positions. We know Jobava rapport opening after d4, d5, knight c3, very fashionable also. So knight c3 is not most common move after 1 d4, but can be played, of course. And after f5, also. Of course, there is one famous classical game. I have to think a little bit who played, to be honest, but it was like that. E4, black took, knight e4, like very old classical game. Okay, maybe I will remember during the stream. But yeah, anyway, I guess this is all theory, as I'm not the expert here, to be honest. When I played d4 with white, I played c4. I never played Dutch with black. One game, just one classical game. Wasn't very successful, of course. But anyway, yeah, this looks very sharp from the start. So that will be very interesting. I guess Jan has to take here. The bad thing is that I think he's not sure about Yuri here. Yeah, interesting thing is like very funny story about Jan's openings now at this moment when he started to learn new openings. He said that he asked AI like what's the most simple opening to play or to learn, and Gemini gave the answer like double fianchetto with white and Dutch with black. So Jan just follow that. But of course, everything can be played. I mean, everything is good basically as much as you know the opening, certain openings. So everything can be dangerous if you are good at it. But okay, so here, unfortunately, I think Jan is not 100% sure about this line. So maybe we can also check it together, I guess. Yeah, not many games here. Okay, why is that? Let's see. Knight c3, yeah, usually black stops e4, that's the thing. Yeah, that's very logical because in 99% of the games, black plays here knight f6 or d5 basically. Stop d4. Yeah, which is of course completely different than c4, for example here. Now black can play e6, I guess, even though okay, knight f6 is probably... Yeah, I should have played just knight f6, I guess, here. I mean, that's what usually black is doing here anyway. Bishop g5. Some theory, it's called Raphael variation in Dutch, opening Dutch defense. So now black is usually playing d5 here, also very interesting, I guess. Yeah, or maybe that classical game that I was talking about was something like this. I don't remember 100%. But yeah, obviously white is looking good already here, I guess. Yeah, we want to use engine today too much, or maybe at all. We'll just enjoy like this. And okay, theory is also... I mean, it's always interesting and very, I think, educational to check theory in every game you are analyzing, basically. So we can do that, of course, as we are doing now. Yeah, this is very interesting now. What will happen? Looks like white has advantage here straight away, like 94, bishop e7. Now just takes with a bishop. Takes, and knight f3. Okay, it's not the end of the world though. Still not too bad. But if nothing else, black has bishop pair here. But of course, the problem here is space, I think, for black, because now I can even say like white won the battle in the center in this opening, in this position. As we said, fight for the center is basically one of three most important things that you should do every opening, beside of course developing pieces and castling. So looks like white here did one of very one of three most important things, and that is like white won center here, we can easily say. So that's why white has a little bit more space. And yeah, now obviously f5 is very brave opening. I mean, you usually castle short, and then you always have your king kind of opened. But on the other hand, in some lines, of course, you're attacking with this pawn from f5 to f4 maybe. So now, yeah, also maybe like black king might be in danger later if, I don't know, bishop d3, knight g5 ideas. b6, maybe bishop d3, bishop b7 was played here, queen e2. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like even safe move to castle here. I feel like this is very dangerous position for black. h4, for example, because why not? White can castle along here. And black doesn't have counterplay. I feel like with these bishops. Yeah, it's. I mean, knights are. First of all, knights are perfectly placed here, so they are doing well, and that's also the reason why these bishops are not useful yet. And the other problem is that black just doesn't have a good way to open the position, like attack the center. e5 is not possible, c5 probably is not possible. d5 is not a great move because you create weakness on e6. Very tough position to play. Knight c6, maybe I can just castle here, as it was played in one game. Knight b4, king b1 was played. Bishop d5, bishop c4. Okay, I mean, it's not lost for black yet, but g4 ideas maybe also here. I don't know, feels, if nothing else, very, very hard to play for black. Okay, let's see the game. Yeah, Jan is still thinking here. Okay, I guess here black has to take. What else? I mean, otherwise, white might play e5 even here. Or take, of course, open. Again, open the king. And so on. But okay, it's only the start. And yeah, if nothing else, Jan will learn this. That's why, of course, it's very important to play games when you're learning and analyze, of course, those games, because now if Jan will do that, he will easily learn that he should have played knight f6 or d5. Yeah, okay, so last time when we were analyzing, we had viewers analyzing also on Twitch and YouTube. That would be very nice. If you have anything to ask, of course, feel free to ask, and we'll try to explain everything. Last time we had a very long game also, so it was very interesting. We had very interesting end game, bishop against knight. So it was big discussion there. Hello, Sofia on YouTube. Now we have 2 exclamation marks. Okay, hello anyway. All right, so Jan took and played knight f6. Okay, that's, I guess, quite reasonable. Let's see what was played in this position. Most I'm very curious to see. Knight f6 is a move, but now I guess, yeah, I would also take here. Maybe white can just take. Bishop d3 is, of course, very logical move, but I think just to take here is even better. Just most concrete move, first of all, and second of all, the problem for black is that this queen is actually maybe now exposed a little bit. Like knight f3 now, bishop g5 might be the idea here. Bishop d3 is coming. Yeah, feels like that knight on f6 was only a useful piece in black's position, but yeah. White has a good score here, of course, in this position. Only a few games, but still. Yeah, queen usually goes last, like when we develop pieces. Or rooks, I mean, just because she's most valuable, and we have to, of course, keep her safe and also not give opponent too much tempos on her, like now, actually. Now that's the case. White will gain few tempos now with bishop g5. For example, if you play queen g6 after bishop g5, that would be very bad also, because then just bishop d3, another tempo move, so probably queen f7, but then maybe knight e5 ideas. Yeah, this doesn't look nice for black. Knight c6 was played, bishop g5, queen f7, bishop d3. I would also play bishop d3 here or something like that. Bishop e7. What else? h4. White played in one game. h4 looks like a very nice move, because bishop g5, knight g5. I mean, if black wants to trade, we will trade as we want. I'm talking now like from white's perspective. H4 anyway is a very nice move here, I think. Yeah, I said straight away knight c3 is dangerous line. Dangerous move just because the idea is very concrete. And that is to win the center and open. Of course, then gain the space, win the space and try to use it to attack opponent's king. Of course, like white here now, maybe later. Now or later, or yeah, I mean, just looks dangerous here for black to play. And also kind of very passive position. But okay, let's see. Let's hope actually that what else we can do now. Yeah, he actually, white did that. Okay, white is 1920 player. Classical, so that's actually quite high, I would say. And he played a lot of games, so this is, I think, very dangerous opponent. 156 games in just 2 months. Wow. It's a lot of games. Oh, there's like almost 3 games per day, if I'm not so bad at math like I usually am. 156 games anyway in 2 months. Ooh, that would be might be dangerous here, because yeah, position is not great from the start. But yeah, okay, if nothing else, will be a great lesson for Jan to learn this opening. I mean, that's why Capablanca says when we are learning, especially one loss is like 100 wins in terms of learning. And I guess this one Jan will remember forever. He has to play. I mean, here, knight f6. That's like most logical move also, I would say. That's what he's doing anyway after c4 or g3, I think. Knights first and then... yeah, obviously. Stop 94 here. So 6. White took. That we said it's probably the best move for white. And now knight f3, of course. h6. Oof. I'm not liking f6. Sorry, h6 too much. I'm looking at the queen on f6. That's why I said f6. But anyway, wow, 95 is maybe actually now dangerous.
Okay, sorry for interrupting, but I'm super unhappy. I didn't know that variation and I didn't have time to learn. So no opening preparation at all. And now, yeah, it just took me lots of time. I was afraid that there's an opening trap waiting for me, the queen on h5. And now I'm afraid of his bishop on g5. That's why I put the pawn on h6. And now I just try to somehow develop my pieces and then see where that goes.
Yeah, okay, so for the viewers who just joined, we said Jan will jump in now and then with his thinking, like what he's thinking in certain position, but of course he is not able to hear us. So white played bishop d3, okay. I will play 95 if I'm white. It's just concrete, because queen h5 is a concrete threat. And I don't know even how to stop it. 95 g6 probably, or I mean g6 then bishop d3, and then it's getting very, very bad for black here. Yeah, h6 is kind of prophylactic move, which means it stops something. It stops opponent's idea or a move or a threat, which is bishop g5. So that's a good side. The bad side of the move is that, yeah, it's first of all, it's slow. In the openings, we want to, as I said, fight for the center, develop pieces, castle. h6 is also kind of a slow move, but those two reasons are actually not important as third reason, I think, and that's also a bad side of h6 move, and that's the thing is here that h6 creates weaknesses, just big weaknesses on g6. First of all, of course. Okay, we have viewers here on Lee Chess also. It's nice. Yeah, 95, I think White is just maybe not winning yet, but much better. Okay, Jan said basically what we said also, that he doesn't know the line and it's very dangerous and doesn't feel good. But okay. Yeah, anyway, White played bishop d3. So now it's not so bad, I would say. Maybe now knight c6 probably or something, and at least you stopped 95. Yeah, at least no threats. So I guess White could have just punished h6 move. I mean, that's what strong players do anyway. I mean, if they can, of course, you can easily be much better winning in the opening in first few moves, especially if your opponent is playing one or two, let's say, illogical moves. And of course, if your opponent does that, then you're trying to punish that straight away. So, okay, I play chess more than 20 years, so for me that's like natural thing here. Like h6 feels like weakness. As I said, it's a slow move also, but it's not. The problem is not that now. I mean, the bigger problem is that it just creates weaknesses. And yeah, if I were White, I will try to, of course, use that straight away, because why not? And that's exactly 95 move here. So we are kind of, I would say, a little bit lucky here that White played bishop d3. Yeah, if anybody sees like what to play after 95, he can write on chat. Maybe, but I'm not sure what to do. I mean, it's interesting position to analyze also. Bishop d3, bishop e7 was played. Okay, let's see now. Okay, yeah, Jan is trying to castle. That's, of course, a very reasonable thing to do here. Yeah, maybe now it's already too late for White to use that, even though 95 is still a very dangerous move, of course. Okay, 95 black castles. Then it's checkmate threat on f2, so White probably will castle also. Yeah, at least king is not stuck in the center. I think here that 95. Yeah, g6, bishop d3. That is just looking very, very bad for black, because then probably rook g8 is the only move, and that's, of course, that all is just not great. But I don't know what else after 95. How to stop queen h5. Of course, now that's the point, that g6 is not possible anymore. That's why I said that's a weakening move. Yeah. Queen and knight combo also, 95, queen h5, very strong combo, very often. But okay, we survived this position, so let's go on. Bishop e7. I feel like White will just castle here now. As he didn't play 95 straight away, I feel like he won't do that now also. Yeah, maybe it's not even so bad anymore. Like if black manages to play b6, bishop b7 here, which Jan likes to do anyway, fianchetto his bishops, might not be so bad at all. Yeah, because as I said, we survived the worst, and now feels like things are changing just a little bit, even though white is probably still better. Yeah, white can play for bishop pair here also. If he plays 95 black castles, then white has to castle also, but knight g6 is the next.
Again, this is Jan, and I'm really happy that he's thinking now, which probably means that I played such strange moves that he's also out of book. So let's go.
Yeah, I think we are out of the book for some time now, but I think that's Jan's realization that he survived the worst, basically. That's why he feels good. That's it. Maybe he also felt like it's very, very dangerous. Maybe he didn't see, or maybe he saw 95, but he is right that it's not so bad anymore, as we said. But okay, as I said, white still can be better with 95 idea and knight g6. I mean, still looks black's king side is looking, let's say, a little bit weird. But black won't be checkmated at least probably soon. And yeah, knight e5, knight g6 is easy idea for white. He can take the bishop pair and play probably just be better because of that. Like play strategically, like that's long-term advantage. But still, far from over if nothing else. So let's see. Now white is thinking for some time. Hello, Bughouse player or Ladybug. Yeah, we are here. We are waiting for white to play for some time now. We explained everything, I think, in this position. As we said, black survived the worst here with this bishop e7. Yeah, knight 6 would also be, I think, okay, because it's also stopping 95. That was dangerous move. Maybe, yeah, maybe even slightly better knight 6, because now white can still do that. But okay, as I said, if nothing else, black will castle now. That's the most important thing. So yeah, we are now waiting for some time. White is thinking. How was Ladybug? Who won the finals in Bughouse? They still playing. Who is winning? Yeah, this week we had everything, streaming and playing everything from Bughouse to classical chess, Blitz. Tomorrow we have Bullet, so whatever you like. But yeah, it feels nice. I mean, changes are nice, especially with Bachhaus. To be honest, once, as we said, once per week is probably more than enough. Okay, so yeah, why just castle here as we kind of predicted? So maybe now again not the fastest move from white. I still feel like 95 was more concrete. If nothing else, because of bishop pair, as we said. So probably if I'm black here, I would still play knight again play knight c6 and stop 95. I feel like now even that is an option here. Okay, even though it's not easy. Maybe white can play something like, I don't know, c4 and try to attack the center straight away, win a lot of space, because yeah, knight c6, c4 for example. I will open the board and show the position quickly here. Again, my point for white here is to try to attack straight away, because I have more space and I still have one move more. I mean, black didn't castle yet still. So I will try to use those things and play c4, because of course 94 is impossible. 94, 94. Queen d4 is bishop g6, check. Oh, GM Larso is winning. I actually played with him a few years ago. Jeffrey's playing. Wow, he's super GM. So, okay, strong final. Interesting. But yeah, today we are playing classical chess. As I said, once per week is enough for me. Maybe I'm just too old. Anyway, so c4, my idea is d5, of course, here maybe. Like black castles d5. Okay, even 95 is okay here. Yeah, maybe it's not a big deal for black, actually. Uh, Yet, I mean, 95, I guess, is possible. It isn't easy to play this position with this king on g8. This always feels like, I don't know, you always have to be careful about just bishop b1 and queen c2 ideas, for example. Just that is looking always dangerous here. But okay, maybe just 95 here and it's not too bad. So yeah, maybe I'll play knight c6 here. Okay, this position 95, that's the same position that we already discussed anyway. So let's see the game. Jan is thinking here. But okay, I mean, it's very interesting to see this game also now, because this is very, very strong opponent. I think we didn't have 1900 yet. We had 1600, 1700, 1800, I think, one game, but 1900, yeah, and this opponent who is playing a lot of classical chess. So I guess he's also in chess dojo. So they are learning. And this guy is obviously putting a lot of effort in that, I would say. Just seeing that he's playing so many games recently. Tomorrow we have Bullet titled Arena on Lead Chess. Also, like, very interesting. I will play against very strong opponents, players. That's always fun also. So you can join us tomorrow. Also, okay, let's see. Jan here will probably castle or play knight c6. I don't see other option. I see other option. He'll play b6 here and bishop b7. He just loves to do that. I feel like, let's see. Will be very interesting to see now. If I have to bet, I would bet on b6. Uh, I would probably play knight c6, and I'm not sure what is the best move. It's either knight c6 or to castle, I would say. Maybe chat can help us. Ladybug, what would you play here for black? No answer. I guess it's, yeah, he played b6. Okay, so 95, I guess, again now for white. But yeah, it's very funny to see b6 on the board. I knew that he won't be able to resist the urge and to play b6 and bishop b7. I mean, it's a good idea, of course. It's not a bad move at all. It's very logical, normal move, developing move. The only thing is that he should have castled first. I guess that's first things first. And knights also goes before bishop. Knights should be like first. So that's why, because of that rule, also probably knight c6. But yeah, I just had a feeling that he'll play b6 here. Let's see now. Probably 95 now. White just waited for too long not to do that. I guess now it's, what else anyway? Maybe b3 and bishop b2 also.
Okay, this is Jan again, and here, well, my plan now is to castle queenside if he allows it, if it's all okay. And oh, pizza just arrived. Sorry.
All right. So first things first. Food is first. Then I guess should be castling, and then bishop. Ah, he wants to castle long. He said here. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if that's possible, but okay, it's very nice, at least to hear that he'll get some pizza. Will feel better also. The only question is how to castle long here. I mean, just not enough time. Knight e5. Yeah. But okay, I like the idea though. It's very brave. If nothing else, probably now white will play 95. I just don't see what else. Maybe I don't. Bishop e4 is also a move here. Yeah, it's actually a very interesting move. But okay, black has options. After bishop e4 at least. I'm not sure which one, but maybe c6 actually. Because what else? Knight c6, then maybe d5. Yeah. I don't know why white is thinking so long here. What is he calculating here? I feel like 95, it's kind of straightforward. 95, I mean, there are other moves, of course, but this is just so natural. And of course, it's a threat, it's a concrete move. Yeah, bishop e4 is the other concrete move in this position, so I guess that's why it should be a candidate move. 95, and black has to castle short, I feel like. And then, of course, the option for white is to play knight g6 and just take knight g6, rook f7. 97. Or just to leave knight on g6 also maybe is an option, like queen h5 maybe or something. Yeah, let's see. Actually, that position might be interesting to analyze. I mean, if black cannot do that, then he's in big problems. That's the thing. So let's see. Knight e5, and I guess this is the only move now for sure. Yeah, not only queen h5, but bishop g6 is also a threat. So I don't know how Jan simply forgot about 95, I guess, because he needs like 3 moves and he doesn't even have 1 move. And there's 2 threats, so I guess now black has to castle. And hmm. Yeah, if queen is on e2, then queen e4 would be a winning move here. Of course, that's like a very famous pattern. But I'm thinking about just knight g6 here, rook f7.
Oh, I was lucky. He's still thinking.
Okay, yeah. So we didn't lose a lot of time on pizza. Okay, so let's see here what to do for white. It's kind of interesting to trade or not. Of course, to trade is an option, but I feel sorry kind of to trade this knight on g6 yet. I mean, I feel like there might be bigger advantage in this position than the bishop pair, even though, of course, it's also an advantage here, I would say, because position is kind of opened. And queen h5 also maybe is a possibility here. I don't know if bishop h6 is a threat or not. Probably not yet. Or maybe it is. It's actually very interesting if nothing else. I don't know, bishop b7 here. Yeah. Maybe just bishop f4 and bishop e5 idea. Queen d4 I think is not possible here. Feels too optimistic. Knight e5 maybe now also is an option. Because queen is out of defense here. So 95 maybe, and bishop h6 also maybe now. Definitely very, very interesting position to play in a classical game for sure. I mean, for white, unfortunately, here, but yeah, it's a very interesting position in general. 97 even, and queen g6 looks very dangerous for black here. Takes, and this. And we finally see now the result of h6. Why I said that h6 should be long-term weakness, because now this looks very dangerous. Yeah, very, very dangerous. So I guess queen d4 is not an option. That was my point. I wasn't even thinking about it. But okay, it's a pawn, so I showed it. Bishop b7. But what if just, I don't know, like this feels like a good position for white. Knight is defending. d6 probably the only move. The pawn is hanging also here. But even rook e1 here, I don't know, like even something like this looks very dangerous for black. I mean, just domination here. Space advantage and too many weaknesses. Okay, now e6 is also kind of a weak pawn. Yeah, this doesn't look very good for black. I was even thinking about bishop g3, bishop h4 idea here. Maybe queen g5 is a move for black, so let's just develop this rook here. Because now, yeah, this is hanging also. Yeah, looks like very, very passive position for black. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, white is obviously better here. Probably even much better now after 95. I think we still don't have a move. Yeah, why is still thinking? Yeah, he played bishop e4 in the end. Very interesting. We mentioned that move, but no, still no 95. That's just amazing for me. So weird. I mean, just why not? Okay, now, yeah, okay, bishop e4 is, I would say, second best move in this position. Because it's also a threat and it's kind of a provocation because black doesn't have great way to defend the rook. So yeah, bishop e4 is also okay move. I just feel like 94 is stronger, more strong, like more dangerous for black king in the first place, obviously. But this is also kind of okay because I think now black has to play c6. I mean, black, it's a provocation because black has to play something that is not great, but that's not so weird. Like that's kind of normal in chess, especially when the position is not great. That very often we have to choose between few bad options, basically, and that's just how it is. That's why it's always important to see options in the first place, which you can basically only do, I think, in classical chess. I mean, at least in a good way, like to calculate those options very well. Of course, it's important. And yeah, anyway, long story short, it's always important to have candidate moves to see options, and sometimes it's like all of them are bad, but maybe one of them is not so bad as others, for example. So then you choose, basically. I mean, that's probably the hardest part when it's your move, when you play. First you try to see candidate moves, then you calculate, then you evaluate. That's the hardest part too, of course, to make a choice in the end and to play a move. Yeah, so d5 is an option, but I don't think it's a great option. Now, that's strategically not a great move. I mean, the position is not great anyway, but now there are even more problems. And of course, first of all, that's e5 square here. That's an outpost now for white, as Jan was just commentating that yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. He said when he was doing Chessable course. By the way, if you are into learning, you can check that also on our channel. But we were just talking about this 2 days ago. Like he learned about outposts, and literally the definition is like when you have a square that is protected by a pawn, where you can put your piece and your opponent cannot attack it with his pawn. He doesn't have a pawn to protect the square. So you can also say black has a weak square. That's also like normal term in chess. Or white has a strong square. Anyway, e5 is now an outpost, and that's strategical thing, of course, because that's a long-term weakness for black. And it's not actually the only thing. The other thing is that sometimes, like here, with that comes another weakness, and that is pawn on e6 here. That is a backward pawn. That is also like not great. That means that pawn obviously is not able to move, and it's kind of a problem because other pawns cannot defend him. There are no pawns on f7 or d7 anymore, obviously, because of d5, so this one will be a problem. Maybe it's not yet a problem, or it's not obvious yet, that thing, but rook e1 will come, for example, in this position for sure, and there's just no, I mean, yeah, will be a problem. You will see, I think, with time anyway. And also there are more things like now bishop b7. Now this bishop on c8 is even worse. Okay, maybe now idea can be bishop a6 here for black. I mean, just because this bishop now, as I said, is even worse, and it's better to trade.
Okay, this is Jan again. First information I have is that we ordered pizza and spaghetti. And the spaghetti are aglio olio, and there was also chili in there in the written menu. And they could have just deleted aglio olio and just have chili. It's I took a mouthful and I had sweat drops on my head right away, and now my mouth is burning. But I'm awake. That is good. So here I think someone told me king safety is important, and I don't like this at all here for me. And I'm really tempted to play c5, but yeah, otherwise, if I would like to castle queenside with something like bishop b7, the bishop is bad because it cannot move, and the knight to d2, that all looks too passive to me, so yeah, I will take a little bit thinking.
All right. That was very funny to hear. Yeah, we're just explaining d5 move. In the end, so that's why I wouldn't play d5. And obviously, not many other options. Bishop b7 is not an option. Knight c6, maybe white can just take, and then we have another problems. Like, again, actually, this pawn on e6 is then very, very bad. But okay, long story short, I would play c6 probably here, even though it doesn't look great at all. But I would castle short next, and I don't know, try to do something here, even though it's very, very ugly. Yeah, bishop b4 is also a good move. I mean, both 95 and bishop b4, and white is better, I guess. Just a question, is it winning yet or not? But okay, now black has few problems here. Yeah, Jan said king side is a problem, but that's a problem from the start, basically. And we are actually kind of lucky that white still didn't use it with 95. Yeah, so now bishop goes back on d3, obviously, so we can also say that was a provocation, just a tickle. If d5, then I go back, white said, and you have now huge weaknesses on e5 and e6, basically. Okay, now black should probably castle finally, or now maybe bishop a6 is an option, just because that bishop could be very bad. Maybe white can play c4 also next and avoid that trade, basically. Strategically speaking, that would be amazing for black, just because that bishop on on d3 is wonderful, great, and bishop on c8 is bad, and all that. With all that comes the conclusion that it would be great for black to trade that bishop for opponent's bishop on d3, but Jan played knight c6 here. Okay, he's developed. Yeah, he wants to castle long. He already said that. Okay, white gave him some time. That is true, though he didn't play 95. So 95 is probably not even an option here now. c3. Yeah, c3 is also kind of like not necessary here because 94 wasn't even a threat. 98 is Jan playing. Maybe it's mostly because he played so fast. Maybe that was the idea. I don't know. Anyway, c3 was unnecessary. White should play more concrete here, of course, because he can. And 94 isn't a threat because then it just takes, and queen d4 is just discovered attack. That just doesn't work. So it's not even a threat. c3 is not necessary. You can play c4 maybe. Okay, c4, knight b4 maybe is another story, but I would play probably rook e1 then, rather than c3, of course. I mean, that seems like a much more useful move here. Then 95 is probably an idea or possible. Bishop b5 is another option in this position that comes to mind, but okay, bishop d7. Ah, wait, 1 second. Yeah, maybe it's like concrete even here. Maybe just black has too many weaknesses already and it's just too slow, because I feel like now white is maybe winning now. I saw like simple actually tactics. Yeah, maybe that's why Jan escaped with 98. Anyway, and now we see why c3 is slow move. Just, I mean, slow just because white is here pushing and white is going for the win. and white is faster. So you should, I mean, you should always think like that when you're playing chess. Like you go for the most concrete option, at least you try and go for the win, especially when you're better and faster. So that's why I think it's very logical here to think about, I mean, bishop b5 or something like that. Like bishop b5, bishop d7, I guess the only move, of course, here. And now it just takes a knight e5. And it's just, okay, bishop b5 though, might be. But I guess white is faster, of course, check. Where do you go now? Where do we go? f8, I guess. But if king f8, for example, here white can play. Wow, white here has a great move. Let's see, chat, what would you play here? I feel like white is winning here with a very nice move. Or maybe just knight g6. Check. I was thinking about a4 here, but I blundered bishop e8, actually. Sorry. Because my point is now that bishop cannot take the rook because of knight d7 check. And I tried to play that intermediate move just because I thought it's winning, but then I saw bishop e8 here. Okay, the winners of the Backhouse are Super GMs Liang and Zhong. That's very nice. Congratulations. And let's see here this position. So I guess knight g6 in the end. But okay, bishop b5 is actually a very nice try here for black. Knight g6. King g8 takes and black takes here. So let's get back here. Yeah, maybe just okay, maybe just this position for white, maybe just rook e1 here. Probably. Okay, bishop e8 though. Queen h3 maybe. Yeah, white is not okay. I thought maybe it's winning for white, but it's not actually. White is just slightly better here, I would say, or better because of king on f8 and these weaknesses here. But okay, black has bishop pair. I mean, not very useful yet, and at least he survived here. So far from over, I guess. Okay, so let's see the game. c3, knight d8. Okay, now Jan escaped from bishop b5 ideas, but still, yeah, playing with the same piece again. It's still kind of opening because we still have to develop a lot, like to castle, for example, of course. So that's the first thing. And second thing is that maybe just again now 95. Let's see the game. I think we have that position still. Yeah, white is thinking. So I guess 95 here. Then black has to castle, I guess. And then again, maybe knight g6. And same ideas that we already saw. Knight g6, rook f7, queen h5. I would play maybe again. Or bishop f4. Ooh, bishop f4 now looks even better because d6 is not an option. Yeah, this is actually very dangerous now for black. I mean, Jan had to play something like just to castle here, or bishop d7, or some kind of developing move anyway. And that knight d8 now looks like too much. Because, okay, let's see again, since white is thinking for a very long time again. Knight e5. Obviously, the idea is to check here. So, I guess no other options but to castle here. And now I guess knight g6 is also like very reasonable move. Rook f7, I guess. Yeah, black is just very passive. It's just something like queen h5 probably is good enough. Or bishop f4 also, but I would play queen h5 here, I think. Bishop d6, maybe not for black. I really don't see. I mean, obviously, black doesn't have a lot of options. Good options, at least. So I guess bishop d6 now to stop bishop f4 to avoid the threat also. Yeah, maybe actually then bishop f4 is just better move. Like more concrete simply and better, because now the threat is bishop c7 and bishop e5. I was calculating here, of course, bishop d6.
Okay, guys, just short information. I love spaghetti, but it's, I guess, the first or second time in my life that I threw it away. My stomach started getting a strange feeling, and Nicole also tasted some, and she said, no, it's just too much. So that is my spaghetti story for tonight, and now concentration on chess.
Okay. No luck with food today, unfortunately, for Jan. Maybe we'll miss some energy later, but okay, let's get back to the position. Bishop d6. I feel like is the only move here, but now I want to take on d6. Of course, I want to keep e5 square as an outpost. And bishop e5 probably. Knight e5 is not possible, but bishop e5 is possible, I guess. If queen g5, of course, just f4 or h4, or yeah, queen basically doesn't have squares, as I see. Just queen g5, probably losing straight away. Just h4. I mean, obviously the problem is space for black and piece activity, so that's the result in the end. We said actually in the beginning of the game that queen is getting exposed and might be just in problems so early in the game, and now we have the example of that actually. So black has to take for that reason, and now maybe it's even to take with. Yeah, maybe I can do that again. The same thing. Wait, can trap the queen again probably. Yeah, why not? Wow, I didn't even see that in the first place. Just d5 here. Is the queen trapped? Ladybug, help us. You are doing things like that a lot in Bachhaus chess. Attacking the king and the queen. Attacking pieces anyway. Altogether. I feel like queen has to go, and maybe I'm just blind, but queen g5 And now h4, and that's it. That's almost, everything is almost forced here. Yeah, I already explained everything, I think, why the position is like that now. But yeah, anyway, black is lost here, I guess. The queen is just trapped. It's a queen trapped question for everybody. I'm not sure, but it looks like it is. Wow. Wow, knight on d8 in the end was just a problem. Yeah. Should always go forward with pieces, I always say to my students also. I mean, of course, sometimes you have to go back, but you have to, I guess you have to have a good reason, like defend something or make a good maneuver or something. 98 here, I feel like wasn't that necessary, and now it's a problem. Yeah, so as I said, I think it's kind of forced. Let's go back. White is still thinking. Okay, so let's repeat. White, probably the best move for white is 95 here. No, wait, what happened? C3, 98. Ah, this is different position now because white played rook e1. Okay, that was okay move, but again, not the fastest move. That's the thing. Again, same thing. And now actually f2 is hanging. Wow, this is so, I don't know, just weird, I would say, because white could play 95 like 5 times minimum. And now probably in this moment is just a winning move because of what we saw. Knight g6, yeah, just winning. I mean, probably the best for black is to give the rook on f8 because there's just we saw queen might be lost here also for black. So, but here white didn't play 95, and then black castle. Now it's different, of course. Now it feels like much easier. I mean, of course, and yeah, now it's on basically. Now it's white is probably slightly better, of course, because of weaknesses still, but far from over, I would say now. And yeah, it's on definitely. So very nice, and I feel like we almost have a new game now here because of all that. I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, it's not great, but could have been much worse here for black. And the reason is simply because white just wasn't concrete enough. But yeah, now we go on, and white is still thinking a lot, like last few moves. It's weird also, like why he must have seen 95 in a few moments. What was he thinking? Like, why not? I'm just curious. What was the reason why not to play it? But okay. Anyway, he's thinking now, and yeah, now it's actually not so easy. But okay, queen e2 maybe just improve, and then again try to go 95 and just develop pieces. Put the pressure on e file also. Queen e2. I don't know what else here. What's now? There's yeah, no tactics, and then probably just use the rule like improve your pieces. Worst pieces, I mean, with queen e2 you are improving that rook essentially also. So queen e2 seems like very normal option here. Yeah, this bishop still doesn't have squares to go, I don't feel like bishop e3 is very useful. But that's also, by the way, the reason why they say knights first before bishops, because knights usually go, I mean, they don't have so many options. Bishops very often like have more options than knights. Like, okay, here there are no good options, but that's why anyway knights go first, and then later we think about bishops. Yeah, white already spent more than 30 minutes here, like playing very classical. I mean, okay, that's all right. Just wondering how much time he would spend in some kind of very sharp position. But okay, we'll see later. Queen c2. He played not queen e2. Okay, it's kind of similar, I would say. Yeah, now of course it's still a good question what to do for black. But okay, now it feels like there are some options, like knight f7, obviously now, since he already maneuvered that knight and he didn't end in a perfect place. But now on f7 might not be so bad. On the king side actually might be very useful, both for defending and attacking. And it also covers e5 square, which might be actually very, very important. So knight f7 now seems like an obvious option for black. Again, improving and fixing things, because it's big question how to develop like bad pieces like bishop on c8 or rook on a8. Probably not possible even. So that's why knight f7 is even more logical, because what to do anyway here. One idea might be a5 and bishop a6. Actually, that's not that weird idea. I mean, that happens in many openings and many positions. Again, I already said, just because bishop on c8 is very bad and bishop on d3 is very good, so obviously it will be good to trade them, and uh, yeah, at least it's an idea. But I will play knight f7 still. Yeah, let's see. This all is getting like very dramatic. So first of all, very strong opponent, then very tough position from the start. Jan said Friday evening this was like very, very busy week also for him. And also now the bad food he got from delivery. So all that is making things like very dramatic and interesting. And a win would feel, I think, even nicer. But it's not easy. But as I said, it's not bad at all anymore. Actually, that's why it's getting dramatic. Could have been worse, but now it's far from over, I would say.
Okay, hello, this is Jan again. I still haven't finished development, so I should do so, I believe. And yeah, I would like to start an attack on the king side, but I don't have connected rooks. Bishop is still on c8. There's still c5 in the air. I don't really know what he wants with the bishop and queen now. Probably bishop to g6. But they're just, well, hindering more or less my pawn to advance. It's strange. I think so far I survived, all okay, but I need to find a way how to proceed here. And Jurica always says the pieces need to go forward. So hopefully I find a move like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, 98 was kind of wasn't that kind of move, but okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, the funny thing about 98, since I mentioned it, is actually that might be good in the end, now that knight comes to f7 might be actually very okay. Again, probably just because white wasn't concrete enough and fast enough, which he could, as we saw in few situations even. So let's see. Jan is thinking about the attack also here, which I think is not possible simply because it's like surviving mode basically from the start. So I think we still need some time to create a counter attack. But okay, I like the mindset if nothing else. And yeah, maybe all those things that we just said make Jan like very relaxed, and that's when you have that mindset, you're actually very dangerous, I think, because then you don't care anymore, and that might be actually a good thing. I mean, when you just play like your game and you're just focused, thinking just about pieces basically and moves, nothing else. So this all might be very interesting, and yeah, we just basically started. Uh, Fortunately, it could have been finished like earlier. I feel like so we might have interesting and very long game like we had last time. Great. Ladybug, are you still with us? What do you say about the position for black? What to do here for black? C5 maybe Jan mentioned also. Maybe it's actually possible to play C5. Why not? Actually. Yeah, maybe that's even better than knight f7.
And another plan was to move
Yes.
the knight to f7 because I wouldn't like his knight on e5. But then if I take, he takes with the pawn, and then my queen is gone. So that's probably also not too good, and I need more thinking time.
Ah, yeah. That's actually very interesting. That's the same idea that we saw, but in different positions. So Jan is talking about knight f7 that we actually also analyzed and mentioned, but now 95. Okay, again 95, of course. So he said 95 is probably not possible here, yeah? So that's actually maybe... that was maybe the idea also behind queen c2 move. Wow, that's very interesting. Uh, so h4 and f7 are squares here for the queen, I think. And f7 is not a square. Ah, that was the idea. Okay, very tricky. Yeah, we said this guy might be very dangerous. Okay, but Jan is aware of things. I like that. He's very relaxed now, I feel like, and he's calculating well. So yeah, so queen h4 probably... Wow. No, but this is probably okay for black. Yeah, g4 is a square. g3 or h3 now even. Yeah, no, this is possible. I was looking at here, nowhere it's possible basically, but here it is. Okay, I mean position goes on, of course. But maybe this is not so bad for black actually. So maybe it was possible. Yeah, he was thinking of he mentioned only queen f7, but probably he didn't see other option. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, knight f7 is probably a good move in the end. c5 is also an option here, but maybe the 95 is a problem. So maybe knight f7 is actually kind of necessary. Yeah, maybe they're the same thing. Like looks like it's too optimistic here for black to create any kind of attack, at least in this position. I mean, or next few moves, I guess. Just because everything basically that we said during the game. So the point is, I guess, that black still needs to be patient and fix things first, and then maybe, I don't know, like ideas like knight f7, bishop d6, and e5, for example. I don't know if it's possible, but it's an idea. And yeah, it's possible, of course. The other question is if white will allow that. That's probably because that's also the reason queen on e2 is better than on c2. That's also probably, yeah, we see why. Because it's a central file. E file is a central file, and important things will happen here. So knight f7, bishop d6, e5 might be actually idea for black in the end. c5, yeah, just too soon, basically. 95 just probably here. cd4, I guess.
Oh, here are so many options. I really like to get luft for my queen. So maybe g5 and queen g7 just in an emergency case. And yeah, what happens if he brings the rook out and then to e5 and, or no, that's not a good option. Just so that's fine. I'm probably going with c5. Yeah, c5.
Yeah, so we will have c5 in the end. Yeah, I'm predicting every move that Jan will make. I just know him too well now at this point, I guess. Yeah, it's interesting also. Anyway, hello, Zaxxon. Nice to see you and new people on Twitch. We are analyzing a classical game here, and things are quite tough for black for us. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, we were just discussing this position, and we were saying that I was actually analyzing c5 move and knight f7. And in the end, the conclusion was that knight f7 is probably a better move just because black has too many weaknesses and is just not ready to attack anything, and he has to fix things first. And maybe the idea actually could be knight f7, bishop d6, and e5. It's very optimistic, but it's an idea. c5, yeah, probably just 95, I was saying here. Yeah, okay. So I need to get back to basics, to puzzles. I need to, I guess, solve more tactics at this point, just because I just saw very simple tactics for white, actually. And yeah, that's obviously the reason why black probably should have played knight f7, because now 95, bishop h7 is actually a threat, right? So what do you do actually after 95? Okay, I have very strong players here now in chat, so they might help. dc5, white played. That is so unexpected. Because now bishop c5. Yeah, I was trying to reach the help of this position, like 95, what to play for black after 95. Because everything is a threat. Bishop h7, knight g6 is an idea also. dc5 is very unexpected move, I must say. I mean, trading this central pawn just like that, no good reason, I would say. And the best part now for black is that he can take with the bishop. Okay,
I'm probably overlooking something here, some weird kind of tactic. I'm looking for tactics, but I didn't find one yet. So I really like this because it gives me space for the a8, h1 diagonal later on, probably. And also, if I take with the bishop, then I really would like his knight to go away. And yeah, so I see chances here now. But Maybe you just see something that's just not there. So as always, let's calculate and see.
Yeah, I guess Jan is not sure what is going on, but it's more his intuition. I think it's saying him that now it's not so bad again anymore. It's getting better, basically. Yeah. Okay, I thought Jan will say something. Yeah. Anyway, I just don't understand. Also, like Jan, we both don't understand DC5. Yeah, okay, bishop e3. I was just thinking about that. Uh, Obviously, white will still be probably better because of these weaknesses like backward pawn on e6 and e5 square that we were talking about. But also, now we can say also like dc5 is not a great move also because of that reason. As we said that e5 was a very nice outpost for white. So now no more pawn on d4, no more central pawn on d4. Again, very weird. But okay, still white has something to play on, of course. I mean, white was. We must remember that white was probably winning in a few moments, probably like previous move, and it's basically much better from the start. So if white is only slightly better, that's great now at this point, I would say. So that's why white is still okay, but far from over anyway. So yeah, white wants to trade now this bishop and leave black with bad bishop on the board. So yeah, I don't know what else to do. Maybe just ignore that, and if he wants to take, he can take. I don't want to waste time if you want to trade. Basically, black can claim here. So maybe just knight f7 or something useful here, even though, yeah, knight f7 maybe just. e5 is of course not possible yet. White just takes and takes the pawn. Too optimistic. So okay, we'll get back to this position. I'm just curious about what chat is thinking about this position c5. Is it lost for what would you say? Is it lost position for black or not yet? I think that's an interesting question here. If it's not lost for black, what to do? g5. g5 might be a move here. But that's also, of course, isn't great. I mean, if you have to do that, yeah, g5 might be a move. At least you have king g7 after bishop h7. Kind of a weird move, but again, I was explaining sometimes we have to do something that we don't want to. Just because we have to, basically. Bishop h7 is and knight g6 is a serious trade, I think. Should be. Yeah, like for example, c4, check, engage 8, I guess knight g6, right? And now just take the rook. Go back. And okay, I can play knight g6 here. Should be cd, I mean, dc3, bc3. I mean, white won some material in the end. He can also play something like, I guess, just cd4 here also. Looks very dangerous. Or actually, before bishop h7. just cd4 also here looks very dangerous for black. Yeah, feels like close to winning. Probably g5 again. Of course, I can also just play knight g6 then and take bishop on e7 and play like on few strategical advantages, like bishop pair, better pawn structure, better king. So you can just play. That's actually how he's playing.
Oh,
That's
this
why
is Jan
he also.
again, and it is so funny because the last minute or so I was just thinking about how much I like chess. It's just super awesome. And I like sitting here, taking a look at the board, and just thinking my little thoughts and everything. And then suddenly I thought, oops, bishop d4. I have not taken a look at that before I made my bishop move to d6. And now, yeah, I still like chess, but it's yeah, calculation time again. What happens if he does that? Too late, but better late than never. Ah, there it is. Okay.
Okay, it's probably not, again, not losing yet, even though it's not great, of course. But yeah, the funny thing is that Jan said like 5 or 10 minutes ago that I said that you shouldn't go back with pieces, and that's actually exactly what bishop d6 is. So that's why I said here maybe knight f7 first or something else, because bishop e3, rook e3, like that's what white wants. So okay, I don't want to go back, but I don't want to trade like you want. I play my game. So that's why knight f7. I feel like, yeah, I mean, you should be improving now. It's time finally to do something with pieces. Oh, I mean, most of them are kind of passive. You are trading this active piece. Queen on f6 isn't great. So yeah, now you can go back. Uh, all that just doesn't feel right. And yeah, now it's kind of dangerous. Even though, okay, not losing yet. Queen e7, yeah. What else? Now again, white can use e5 square. Yeah, 95. Okay, 95, I guess black has to take bishop e5. Feels like white has something here, but like very good, but I don't see it. Maybe he doesn't. Let's see. Okay, I would definitely like to see chat also now to give some uh, suggestions, moves, because position is very interesting, very opened. Like here, for example, white should be like better, of course. Uh, yeah, I mean, first of all, the pawn structure here is much better for white. I mean, just when you see it, it feels weird for black. Okay, anyway, long story short, white should be better here, and feels like there are many options, but what is the strongest option here? What is the
Okay, and
best
here
move
my
here?
expected move is b4, because my plan here is to chase away his bishop on d4 again with my bishop to c5. And if he goes bishop e5, we will get a draw by repetition. So yeah, it's exciting.
And draw would be very nice, I think, in this game for black, honestly. Uh, yeah, I don't feel like b4 is the best move here for white, just because there are so many other options also with pieces in the first place. Yeah, but what is the best option here, I think, is the good question. Yeah, this is like so interesting position to see also like what engine says. We can all together we can check after the game like what is the best move in this position for white. So many good options. I mean so many options in the first place. Like only if you play rook from a to d1, it's very reasonable. Just that we like very classical move. Classical players would love that move. I feel like they're always doing that, always improving everything first, and then it's like much easier. I was thinking about bishop e5 here actually, because I really want to. First of all, I think that's okay trade for me. We already discussed that. And second of all, I really want to use this knight actually on g6. Still, I mean, I missed that chance like 5 times probably, but still, like bishop e5 because bishop c5 then
Now,
b4.
this is pretty ugly, I think. So, if I'm going to go with my queen to f6, he can just put me into check with the bishop. Then I need to go to h1, and then he comes with the knight, and then I lose my rook. But I could, this is all not so very nice. So of course I'd like to keep the bishop pair, but probably to put the pressure off, it's better to take the knight here. Yeah.
Yeah, there are probably bigger problems than bishop pair here, I would say. I mean, that's why I would take just bishop e5. Feel like there's no other options because knight g6 is just way too dangerous here. Yeah, in the end, yeah, did that. I mean, the bishop h7 was also, of course, threat. I mean, that's a check. Check checks first, most concrete option, so that's a threat here. King h8 and then knight g6. Of course, knight g6 is winning also, but bishop h7 is even stronger. Just wins the queen and everything basically. So yeah, black has to take the knight for sure. And now that's why I wanted to play bishop e5 here. I really want to keep the knight on the board. I was thinking also for white here, can I go somehow knight h4 here? That would be so nice, but looks like not possible. Yeah, g3 is also not possible. Yeah, if queen on e2, that's why I really think queen e2 is better. Then maybe g3 might be an option. Knight would be protected then, and knight h4 would be an option because that knights are very often game changers when we are attacking, and here especially I feel like he's the one. He's the one who will make a difference here. Of course, on g6 square in the first place. As, again, he could have done that actually a few times already, but now, yeah, now again it's not so bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. Even like that's like they say that's the best position that black had in this game, basically. And yeah, bishop pair. I mean, who cares about the bishop pair if you are? Whoop, whoops. What is that? A blunder. What is going on here? Wow. Oh my God. Looks like why just blundered here. And that's why I said it could be very dramatic because, to be honest, I thought there is no chance in this game, especially because all these things also like everything today was against Jan, from work to the food delivery, and also like first few moves were not great and very strong opponent and everything, and I was like, ah, will be better next time. And then slowly things were changing, and now all of a sudden, well, I just blundered the bishop here. I think, right? Am I missing something? Like rook f4 here? No. Wow. And that's why I also say to him, sometimes when you are so tired and like I don't know, you don't expect much, then actually you might play it better because you don't care, you are relaxed and you just play. And that's what he did here. He was always thinking about some attack also. The mindset was feel like it was correct. Just the moves were not, but later it changed. And now why just blunder the bishop basically? Bishop f4 just a blunder. Maybe it's a mouse slip also. Might be mouse slip. We will probably hear later. I don't know if it's mouse slip, what is going to happen. I really wouldn't also like decide what to do if it's mouse slip. Yeah, it's nice to be commentator sometimes and not to play. That's like same thing with coaching. Yeah. Okay, bishop g3 obviously was a better move. Just something. And white is probably still, of course, better. I mean, strategically better because of bishop pair and pawn structure. But as I said, it's nothing compared like what it was, how it was, and now especially everything changed. Yeah, I must remember only to check the position after 16th move later after the stream, after the game actually, before the end of the stream, just because it's so interesting position to see like what is the best move. But now, yeah, now Jan is thinking. I don't know what is he thinking. He's probably in shock. Yeah, but that's why chess is so interesting. Okay, that's like in every sport almost. Anyway, like anything can happen. But yeah, in chess especially, things are changing during the game very often. So here it's very, very nice change. Now the only question is if Jan is going to take the gift or not. Yeah, now he's not talking, he's not saying anything. I guess he's in shock. This is so interesting, like so much fun for me, knowing Jan especially, and knowing how much he likes to play. And yeah, he deserves this win for sure. I mean, previous classical tournament, he was a little bit unlucky that with great start also of the tournament. As I said, 41 players in this open. So, it was a mouse slip, I guess. Yeah, because now we are returning moves. I didn't touch anything, and bishop just returned to e5. Yeah, so I guess it was a mouse slip in the end. Okay, maybe, probably. I will trust, of course, the opponent. Why not? Uh, Maybe he's also like excited, I guess. Okay, to make a mouse slip in a classical game, it's not that common, but I guess, of course, it's possible. Maybe the thing is that probably he wanted to play bishop g3 here, so yeah, it might be a mouse slip. Ah, that's a pity. I was already celebrating. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I wish there is such a thing like a job to be a chess commentator. This is like so much fun and no stress at all. So I hope you enjoy the game also, like I do. and we basically don't know what is going on here now. Yeah, take back, sent, take back, accepted. That's it. Unfortunately, yeah, he wanted to play bishop g3. Okay, almost. Almost, but still far from over, and still Jan is putting a great fight, considering everything that we just said, and it's far from over. That's the most important thing. As I said, I mean, for the viewers, you can check stream or position earlier. White could probably win with 95, even in few moments. But I think last moment, like for example, c5, this c5, like here. No, not here. Sorry, here 95, obviously. Yeah. I think it's just ideas like bishop h7 and knight g6 are just too strong. So yeah, anyway, now we are here and it's not bad at all, actually. I mean, as I said, white is probably slightly better still, of course, because of bishop pair and better pawn structure, but far from over. Bishop d7. Okay, and it's now improving, developing still. Also, yeah, I think now we can even explain what's the main difference, why it feels much better than it was, besides that it was probably lost. The thing here is that now black just have much more space than before, and it was completely stacked. Now it's almost like equal, we can say that. If we talk about space, it's not bad at all.
Okay, that was a very interesting situation, and it's amazing how much it can put you out of the game, at least me. It was very interesting. I was really in a dilemma because I thought, well, just win it, but I wouldn't be happy with that way. So yeah, I just hope it was the right decision. If I lose, I lose. It's all fine.
Yeah, if there's a fair play reward, it would definitely belong to Jan. And obviously now it was a mouse slip. So yeah, and obviously Jan accepted it. And he was excited as we were. So now the excitement is much lower, and now we have to fight, continue to fight here. F3 white played. Okay, not a great move, I would say. Here, honestly, I mean, you don't want to create weaknesses around your king for no reason, I would say. I don't know what's the idea actually behind that move. You could play something like rook d1, also improve pieces if you don't know what to do. I don't know, f4 it looks better to me than f3 if you have to play something with that pawn. Why f3? What's the idea of f3? I mean, I always ask that myself when I play the game, like when my opponent makes a move that's like even a natural reaction, like what he wants, what's the idea, of course. So what's the idea? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'll probably play something like what to play here. Yeah, it's not easy to create anything. These bishops are quite strong, of course. I mean, position is very open, so especially dark squares are a problem here for black, of course, because he doesn't have that bishop. So he has to be careful, of course, always. Yeah. Tree. What's the idea behind F3? I'm still puzzled. But okay, whatever. Let's go on. What to do for black? How to improve anything here is a good question also. Yeah, white doesn't have. I mean, F3 is not the great move, but white doesn't have weakness in this position. Actually, it doesn't have problem. So It's not easy to find a plan for black. Yeah, queen f6, I was actually thinking also something like that. Like maybe to go back with the queen, maybe dream about e5. Even though it's also like very optimistic move. Yeah, very, very tough to do something here for black. Of course, the idea might be to trade one bishop, but also like how to do it. No way to do it. How to fix, maybe also question how to fix knight and a bishop, of course. I mean, rooks cannot be fixed here. It's not like so opened for rooks yet. So I guess the first question is how to improve also like knight and a bishop. And also like I don't know, honestly. So yeah, the position is still very tough, very 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 tough to play. So yeah, if I'm white, I would just play rook d1, just normal moves here because it's good anyway, and you don't have to like force things yet. You can just improve because especially that's like strategical sometimes like idea maybe or mindset like when your opponent doesn't have great way to improve position, then you can especially do that because every move you're getting more like let's say more better, like you're doing something every move and he's doing nothing every move, so that must be very good for you. That's why rook d1 maybe just improve while black simply cannot do that. Just I don't see a good way to improve the position honestly, even though there are many pieces on the board. But yeah, like 95 is not possible. 95 doesn't make sense. 97 is weird. Basically, we can say knight has to stay on c6 to defend e5 square. So that's one problem. Bishop on d7 is a problem because of the knight. So yeah, maybe just much worse position, like strategically. Okay, that's why bishop d6. I don't see like what's the big use of bishop d6. As exactly what I said. Like no need to force things now. Like rook d8 and what now? Okay, it's a concrete move, but what next? Bishop a6 maybe now. Yeah, okay, maybe using a bishop pair. Maybe maybe yeah, maybe he's using bishop pair straight away with bishop d6 move. Wow, is bishop a6 now an option? No, it's not. Yeah, too early. Again, no need to force things. After bishop a6, black is playing bishop c8. And that's exactly what I said black wants to do. It's probably not possible to trade something, but then it's actually doing that. So yeah, just too early. Bishop a6. Again, that's like Karpov always is my role model when it comes to strategy, or Kramnik. I always remember them in these kind of positions. Like that's what he was the best in that, like just squeezing, just improving forever and squeezing options for your opponent, especially that mindset to improve when your opponent cannot improve. That's like he has so many great examples, so many games like that. And yeah, again, bishop d6 feels like d6 feels like too early simply. Now he goes back. Okay, weird. Maybe he wants to make a draw. I feel like yeah, I will play rook f8 now and just offer a draw in very chess way. Not asking, but playing for a draw. He will say that now, yeah. No, he won't. Okay, I thought he's going to say something, but I feel like he will play rook f8. I mean, draw would be amazing here, of course, for black. Yeah, very, very tough position. Obviously, the pawn structure in the center is also like e5 and d4 squares are completely mm, safe for white. I mean, black just cannot push neither e pawn or d pawn, and that's actually a big problem now when you think a little bit more about that. Yeah. Yeah, he did play rook f8. So now I guess white play something else. Maybe he wants to make a draw also. It would be very good for Jan, I think. What? What happened again here? I didn't do anything and pieces are moving. So weird again. Some mouse slips maybe. No. Rook from a to d1. Yeah, that's actually the move I was talking about, because now we're in the same position. They just repeated moves. h5. Oof. Jan is all in now, I guess. Oof. Okay, on the other hand, I said it's really, really hard to find any kind of move here, so maybe it's not actually a bad idea at all. h4, h3 might be a threat. Yeah, because f3 was unnecessary, we said that, so that's actually maybe not bad at all. Okay, probably white can play h4 also. Or just h3 even. Or bishop d6 again. Okay. Hmm. Very interesting move. Yeah, they're both spending a lot of time. I mean, they're both under 20 minutes now. So we have classical chess here. Really, really slow game. And yeah, this might be like time trouble for both. Looks like if they continue like that. So it might be also very interesting to see that also if it happens. Yeah, I guess just h4 here. Right. I mean, there are probably other options like, I don't know, queen f2 maybe. Okay, I mean, everything is protected for black at least. White still needs to create something if he wants to attack. But yeah, it's not easy. I mean, it's a very hard question. Like, is it h5 strong move or just a weakness now, basically? But that's very often with pawns, especially you're playing on the king side with pawns around your king. It's always very, very sensitive and very questionable. But as I said, on the other hand, like it's really, really hard to find a move here for black. So that's why h5 is maybe a good option. Or one of the best even, just because what else? e5 is not an option because of bishop h7 and rook d5. I didn't say that. But yeah, just too optimistic also. d4 also not possible, of course. I was talking about bishop and the knight. Rooks are, you cannot fix rooks yet here. Maybe rook c8 was a move also, like, but then bishop a6 is a possibility. So yeah, maybe rook c8 just, or bishop d6 is then possibility. Sorry, bishop d6 is actually then very dangerous. Then but okay, rook, yeah, rook e8 maybe. Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's hard to find a move here for black. So h5 is at least a try. what is the best move here for white? Let's see if there's any suggestions on chat. Okay, so in the end, white played queen e2. Again, I don't understand this. Now h4 is looking good, actually. Why not h4 now, Jan? They say if you said A, you have to say B. So if you played h5, you should play h4 now, if you can, of course. That's why white maybe should have stopped it. But I guess his idea is to play bishop e5, which I think is not the best idea. Yeah, so something like this now might happen. h4. I feel like Jan will play it. Bishop e. What is his idea? Maybe bishop d6 first. But I can play rook f7, I guess. No more bishop g6 threat. Maybe his idea is bishop e5, but that's like very bad here. For all these reasons that we said. And of course you are trading bishop pair here. Okay, white is still probably slightly better in this. Now probably almost an endgame. But black also has an h3 move here, which might be very important actually, because, yeah, okay, obviously this one is very brave on h4, so maybe it's, again, time to, if you can, to use him, of course. So h3 might actually be a very important move here. And then you have only one weakness on e6. It's not even a huge weakness anymore, and they say one weakness, very often you can survive with one weakness. Two weaknesses are a completely different story. But that's why h3 here, so no more problems here. Of course, the point is to trade. Yeah, probably white has to just not do anything here, because this is good for black, obviously, right? I'm not blundering anything. So if bishop is e5 is an idea, that's very good idea, but I must say for black. So that's why I would definitely play h4, h3 now for sure. That's amazing now all of a sudden. It's a game changer in the end, this h pawn, just because, again, white allowed that. I mean, in the end, it was a good idea, of course. Probably bishop d6 now, but okay, as I said, rook f7. Yeah, okay, bishop d6 is obviously much better move than bishop e5. So now maybe white can play like f4 probably here. Of course, it's a big difference to trade this one or not. That might be dangerous, yeah. But still, yeah, I mean, obviously, white is still much better, I would say. Uh, we said white is better, but maybe it's even, yeah, much better. So not easy to do anything again. h4 still, I would try, basically. Maybe not rook f7, but okay, maybe rook d8 actually here. And now f4 maybe is not so dangerous, I guess. f4 now, maybe I can try to attack the bishop. I have to go on c8, unfortunately, because e6 pawn. Maybe bishop e8 is an option, but okay, we won't analyze that now. Anyway, where is bishop going now? Again, e5, I take it. Before it even sit on e5, I trade it. Of course. Just wait for bishop e5. And bishop a3, yeah, not even possible. I mean, not sure about queen h5 here. Queen h... queen a... Wow, queen h5. Ooh, queen h5 here is possible. Now it's getting crazy. So my point is... yeah, I think you see this position. So my point is queen h5, and after rook d6, queen h7 is an option, of course, but I think queen e8 here is a winning move, actually. Winning on the spot. And queen f8, the only move. Now easy tactics like deflection, basically. Or decoy sacrifice, both, as you sacrifice the bishop to deflect the king, and then you take the queen. Yeah, and we have back rank weakness here, obviously. But, there is a but. Black can play move, maybe here, g6. What you say? GN, what that means? Ladybug. But g6 now, and it's crazy. Bishop g6, rook d6. Wow, g6 is a crazy move. Okay, I mean, black is not winning. White can play something like bishop e5 here. And probably have actually much better endgame. Bishop e5 is the only move here, but again, feels like there must be something for white. It just cannot be winning for blacks. I mean, it will be... If g6 is a winning move, then nothing would make sense, basically. So bishop e5 here is the answer, I guess, again. So gh5, of course, you take the queen, and if he takes the bishop, you take it with the... if he takes the bishop with a knight, you take it with the queen, of course. You can maybe take it with pawn also, but of course you take with the queen. And you have probably much better endgame here because of pawns. Now, bishops are on the same color, so that's, of course, good for white. Long story short, opposite color bishops are more like drawish. And here, both sides are having bishops on light squares, and black is having a lot of pawns on light squares, and that's not good for black. Uh, yeah, I can say, okay, reasons are that simply there will be, first of all, a target from white bishop, and second of all, it stops... I mean, they stop our bishop, they stop black bishop from moving. So white is playing for the win here, yeah. I mean, g6 is also like very big problem now, and h4, maybe rook g5 and rook g4, like king f7, rook g5, rook g8, I don't know. Yeah, this like looks very bad for black. I mean, but on the other hand, he's still holding somehow, like rook g4. Now maybe e5, but okay, this should be just a pawn for white. I mean, yeah, white's probably winning here, of course. Yeah, okay, that's, I said already. It feels like white wants to do that basically the whole time, to play safe and to play like strategically more than yeah. So let's see now the game. Sorry for analyzing this all, but it's very interesting, I think. As Jan in the end played h4, and unbelievable but true is that in the end white played bishop e5. Wow. And Jan didn't take it. Wow. That's also very unexpected, I must say. Uh, yeah, this is by far the best position that Jan had in this game. This one. Bishop d6 and white is still better, I think, strategically, as he was. But now, as I said, knight e5, queen e5 takes, takes, and even h3 in the end to get rid of that weakness is also very, very good for black. I think it's basically completely equal position after all that, which is crazy in the end, because it was much worse the whole time basically, and even losing a few moments. So yeah, I guess here we just reduction for black, a lot of trades, and in the end, okay, first of all, that's good for king, right? I mean, less pieces to attack, because also like during the game only black king was in danger, so that's the first sign that things are better for black. And yeah, everything else is just a bonus, I would say, as position is very, very okay after all these trades. In h3 you can put rook on f6, later king f7. e6 is the only weakness, as I said, it's not even a weakness because you are protecting it like 3 or 4 times even, and he's attacking it just once. So, wow. Okay, again, same as previous tournament. I guess Jan will analyze the game. He can just watch the stream later, and he will learn a lot. I feel like not only, of course, the opening, like from the start, he will learn a lot. So yeah, that's the thing about chess. You have to play a lot of games, practice a lot, and learn from your mistakes. Everybody, like even the best players are doing that. Of course, it's just that kind of a game. Yeah, okay, so now what is going on now? They traded queens in the end. Wow, queen e3. So white traded queens in the end. I don't know why. Again, everything's the same. 95 is an option, but he played 97 and 95. But okay, again, position is not bad at all anymore, of course. I mean, this trade queen's trade also is, I think, good for black. Again, first of all, because king is safe now. Obviously, without queens on the board, should be much easier for king or both kings. Less pressure. I mean, less. Queen is by far the most strong piece on the board, and if she's not there anymore, then no more attack very often. So yeah, and as I said, space also here now is, there's absolutely no problem with space anymore. Just when you compare, for example, this position and okay, here d5, but d5 wasn't great. Like here, feels like very bad. But now all of a sudden, yeah, white just wasn't concrete enough and dangerous enough, and we're just thinking about trades here basically without a reason, without a good reason at least. So okay, now we have opposite color bishops. Now the position is looking very, very drawish. Just too many trades, and yeah, that's of course completely different than what I said like 5 minutes ago when you have bishops on same color bishops. Here you have opposite color bishops, as here white has dark color bishop on the board now, not bishop on d3. And those endgames, I think most of you already know. Basically anybody who knows something about endgames know that opposite color bishops are tending to draw, very drawish. Sometimes even one side has like is 2 pawns up, or sometimes even 3 pawns up. You can just create a fortress, so you can just defend basically on literally like one, of course, one color. So the point here is that white will dominate on dark squares, and black will dominate on light squares, and that's very drawish. For example, if rooks trade here, which might happen, I think, actually, then it's even more like that, even more drawish. Then black will put all the pawns on light squares, just white won't be able to take them simply. So I guess now we'll have rook f8, takes, rook e5. Okay, this is also actually a very good move, I think. Even more simple. Now I feel like, yeah, white will trade everything. I just wanted to say, but I really don't see. Okay, now actually it's completely equal. I think now there's no other option but to trade. Yeah, and now it's even more drawish, I would say, especially if they trade a few pawns, even more, of course. I don't feel like of course, neither side has like much more active king. That sometimes that can be like.
Oh, this is Jan. Just in case no one
Changes.
knows, I hate these endgames. So it's same as in the last game. Now I have to calculate a lot, don't have time enough, so we see.
Yeah, but okay, this one shouldn't be a problem. Last time it was much more difficult, that's true. But this one should be very, very drawish. Now he's training more pawns. Yeah, I can just take that. Maybe, I guess, yeah, just forget about opposite color bishops. Maybe he's just too excited, but I feel like this will be a draw. Yeah, I mean, not many options here. I don't know. I would just take that, of course. What else, anyway? Because he will take. I mean, of course, you can lose and win all kind of positions, but this shouldn't be a problem. But okay, obviously we'll have a fight here, as Jan is thinking, and White will try. I feel like something, uh, even though he wasn't too dangerous in the game. He started like very aggressive with knight 3 4. I thought he's an attacker. He will just attack. He could have done that also with 95 few moments, but he didn't. He was just trading all the time, and now we just have a good endgame, equal endgame, which is great, I think, because there was no real chance to win this game at any point from the start. But of course, that's also very often in chess. Like if you're having worse position from the start, sometimes you struggle the whole game, of course. And yeah, this was the case here. But in the end, the result, that's why the result might be great. I think the draw might be a great start of this tournament also for Jan. So yeah, we have opposite color bishops here and should be a draw. I don't feel like possible. Yeah, he took in the end. HG, HG, I guess.
this is so interesting. I personally, just because of the mouse slip and everything, I would have accepted the draw. But yeah, people are just different, and it's also fine with me. So yeah, we have the opportunity to learn, as he says, and that is totally correct. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm completely here. Uh, now he's getting a little bit triggered, but I think he has a good reason for that, honestly. As he's also very tired, I know, because of work and everything. But he deserves a draw. That's the point here. I mean, he will make a draw. Yeah, he offered a draw, and White refused. And yeah, he said that basically what he wanted to say is that, I mean, it would be okay from White to accept this draw, at least, if nothing else. I mean, because of mouse slip. And I actually agree with that, with Jan completely here on that topic, because not everybody would give mouse take back after mouse slip, first of all, and second of all, it's draw position anyway, completely. So I mean, okay, I always say to my students and to younger players, play until the end, don't make draws. But okay, this is a little bit different situation now, and it is very, very, very drawish. I already said a few times. So yeah, White could have accepted just, and everybody is happy and going home. But now he's playing for the win all of a sudden. But okay, should be all right. But now the draw would feel even better, at least. Okay, commentators are usually like not rooting for it. Okay, this is not the best move, I think. Oh, he should have played. Should have played. He had an easier option. Now King E5. Oof. Now all of a sudden this king is getting very annoying. Ah, this is so annoying now. Yeah, King G6 was just, I would say, big mistake. Again, King has to stay in the center. I'm saying that I feel like too often to people, because yeah, you really don't want to put king on g6 here. Why king g6? Okay, it's not so easy as it seems on the other hand now. Okay, I will be back in 2 minutes. Now, anyway, they won't be finished yet. I will just return to the game. I will just make a very short break. Yeah, now it's not great.
And this is Jan again, just in case anybody's interested. I really like to go to bed. So, yeah, maybe you see from my thinking times, I'm just moving, trying to get this over with, and yeah, I'm basically done. Wow. Lamakchess, just in case you're listening again. Great game, thank you. I'm tired, I'm done, thank you. I believe Jurica took a short break.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, I took a short break for 2 minutes and I just switched mic off and on now, and now it's okay. So, okay, I was here the whole time anyway. I think it was just the last 5 minutes anyway. So, congratulations, Jan. In the end, it was a great fight. How does it feel?
I really wanted to go to bed and I'm happy it's over.
All right. It was a great game, great fight, and you can learn a lot also from the game, I think. And good start of the tournament. These guys very experienced, playing a lot, and you were also fair player of the day, giving take back after mouse slip. So well done. And I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to the second round already.
Nice, thank you. And to me, it was great because I had no clue in the opening, fought my way through. Then, yeah, there were chances for him tactically, I think, but I saw it luckily. And then the end game was interesting. I thought I had lost, but then I
Yeah.
found a way to defend it.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster. Yeah. I just basically, as I say, if you want to really take lesson from points and lessons from the game, you just rewatch the stream basically, as we were talking a lot really, and a lot of interesting moments. It's very hard to put everything now in one sentence. So, but it was great fun to watch and good, very good game from both of you. Yeah, opening was tricky from the start, but you will learn now that also. And thank you for play basically.
Jurica, can you still do a short post-mortem? Like just going through the game very fast?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, actually, I wanted to check one moment anyway. You just remembered me. I said I'm really curious what Engine is saying about move 6 after move 16. Let's see. Uh, What is the best move here for white? I was very curious here. After, yeah, bishop d4. Yeah, in the end it was 95. I was thinking about bishop e5 maybe. f3. Okay, whatever. 95 or bishop e5. Yeah, okay, so the game, yeah, opening wasn't perfect, so you have to stop e4 probably here with knight f6 or d5. Anyway, knight f6 was a good option for him because, as we said, queen is now exposed. And we were explaining everything here. He missed probably a few chances here. Yeah, 95. I said here, bishop e4 is okay, but 95 is just probably stronger, and he missed 95 few times. And basically, yeah, as I said on the stream also, you were fighting for equal position basically the whole time, and it was very weird in the end that he made all those trades. Basically, that's the most weird that thing that he did strategically speaking. So yeah, even 25 bishop e5 is even 2 question marks. And Talkfish agrees that you should have trade everything and play h3 in the end. Actually, also he says that I was analyzing that, and it's basically an equal position. That's also what I said. So yeah, okay. All the reasons for that you can of course check later. Again, weird trade from his. So in the end, it was just an equal endgame because of opposite color bishops, but he managed somehow to enter his king here, and it's still probably draw here, especially when you took on a2. But here you just missed 5, and it's a draw. Like you played bishop b3, you were saying you played bishop b3. So yeah, okay, now I
Yes,
see.
yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
wasn't.
I didn't
I
see that.
was
Yeah, yeah.
analyzing quite okay this game. Yeah, and now the last thing about this game is c5 move. Yeah, I was shocked when he played. He has to push the pawns on white squares and use the dark color bishop for dark squares. And c5 is draw. Straight away, yeah. It was so fun, and it was a roller coaster. And I was like, first of all, I was so excited playing with black against a very strong opponent. I was like, oof, this would be very, very nice not to lose. And then you get to that draw position, and then it's losing again. And I was like, ah, so close. And then it was draw in the end again. So that's the story of last 3 hours.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Really, really
now
appreciate it.
it's a draw again, obviously. Yeah, this one. And I was laughing also when you said I agree with you actually that he should have taken a draw. I mean, okay, of course he has the right to play, but you gave him mouse slip. You gave him take back earlier in the game because of his mouse slip. He could have taken the draw. Like that would be like gentleman thing to do, I would say. So I was laughing when you said like he doesn't want to make a draw now. I was like, yeah, I feel you, but what can you do? But in the end, the justice, I guess, won. So
And
it's a draw in the end.
Jurica.
Yeah, sorry.
In the end, I'm really happy that I didn't accept my draw because it was really interesting and instructional, the end game to me.
Yeah.
So that was good for him. From him, thank you.
That it's better to lose a game. At least you learn something. Like if you make, yeah. So in the end, it was amazing. Great ride. So thank you for that. And yeah, I think I said basically everything what I wanted to say. So I guess it's closing time now, Jan.
Yes, we're good to go.
You can say last words. I was talking a lot.
I rewatch the whole thing, and thank you for playing, and thank you for commentating, and thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
Same for me. Thanks everybody, and have a good night. See you tomorrow.